Hey, it's Aakiino. I'm finally back with this tutorial series. I'm super sorry it's taking me this long. I know I was supposed to get started like almost a month ago, but honestly, I procrastinated it way too much, and I was also pretty busy finishing the semester and then moving out. But what matters is I'm finally ready to start this thing, and thank you
guys so much for reminding me and following up with this. I really do want to make this second to be super helpful, so thank you.
And to get started, I know I originally said I was going to do like 6 really short videos, but for this first video, I'm going to go over 3 main things, so it might be a little bit longer, but I think it'll make a lot of sense. So I'm going to start with the interface of After Effects, how it looks when you launch it, literally just how to navigate and get your clips imported and like set your composition. Next, I'll maybe talk about the tools that are really important, like the ones that you're going to use in these styles of edits, not like the super complicated ones, but the ones that you'll definitely need or like want to use. And then last, I might talk a little bit about how to like sync up your music and like start breaking down your composition. Okay, and this is what After Effects is going to look like when you first open it. I'm pretty sure your After Effects should look the same. It might look like slightly different, but I promise you, like, everything that needs to be here will be here. And I know this can look really confusing and like really overwhelming, but I promise you, once you get the hang of it, it's really easy, and they make it really easy for you. So when you first load in and you're gonna start your new edit, you want to every time just click new composition when you're making something new. Again, this pop-up pops up, and again, it looks pretty confusing, but I promise you, it's really simple. So their comp name, obviously that's just going to be whatever you want to name your whole project. So I tend to try to stay organized and name it something like song anime title or like anime title song. So for an example, I do like Your Line April, Radiohead, or maybe like more specifically like Your Line April, System of a Down or something like that. And then next is going to be your presets. So After Effects actually is really nice with this for you. They have a bunch of custom presets that you can select. Just like maybe you want to do it in 4K, which is crazy. Please don't. But for the time being, you're mostly going to want to stay to HD, and they actually have frame rate set for you. But I normally tend to do it custom, especially because sometimes I do want to do different resolutions. For this kind of video, you're going to mostly stay in HD. But if you want to jug, maybe you might be in 1440 by 1080 or a different kind of resolution. You're going to keep this pixel aspect ratio. And you might want to change the frame rate ratio. We're going to talk about this more when I talk about rotoscoping. But for now, I'll say that a lot of anime is in this frame rate. So if you want to remember this number, 23.976. Or you could obviously just always set it to 23 or like 24, whatever you want. But you will be able to find out what the frame rate of your anime is later, like while you're working, so don't worry about it. This is literally just what the display for After Effects is going to display your edit in while you're working. So you can change it to half, like if you want your PC to like run a little smoother, but I don't mess with it because you can literally change it like while you're working later, so don't worry about that. Your start time code is just going to be 0 because you're starting at 0, and duration, obviously you can change this to whatever you want, 30 seconds, 1 minute, 30 seconds, whatever you want. And then that's pretty much it for this. I tend to stay in basic. I wouldn't really mess with anything else. This is really just what you need. So once you click OK, you're like ready to start an edit. All right. And next up, let's just jump straight into it, honestly. Let's talk about tools. So, or actually, I guess we'll talk about importing a file first. There's 2 ways to do this. Obviously, you can go through File, Import, which is right here, or you can just right click right here and click import. You can also do Control-I, just 3 different ways. And if you're keeping up with my with my TikTok, you know my PC like just nuked itself, so a lot of my files are gone, and I only have like 1,000-year bloodboard right now, I think, on my computer. So I'm just gonna import this for the sake of the video, but obviously you can just double click and it'll be right here. So once you've imported it, you're gonna move everything to your timeline. I know a lot of this might seem like really basic to a lot of y'all, especially if you've edited already, but again, I just want to make this like really easy, especially for people who have like never edited. So once it's here, you can just move it over to your timeline, and once you move your player over it, you'll be able to see it as part of your composition. So this video is in 1920 by 1080. Yeah, oh my god, it's in HD, so it'll fit perfectly, but you can drag around the video if you don't want it to be in the middle, or if it's maybe a shorter resolution, you could stretch it, do whatever you want to. And then I'm just gonna move it to the front of my player. so it shows up. And let's talk about tools now. I'm just gonna go briefly over the ones that you'll probably use the most. First one, obviously, is your selection tool. This is literally just like a mouse, I guess, is the easiest way to say it. So when you're clicking things, dragging things here, just gonna be on your mouse. Next is the hand tool. This is kind of useful. You can also always just like press down on your scroll wheel, and I think that shortcuts it. But if you want to move your screen, like let's say I want to work on like this half of my edit, but I don't want to like drag the actual video, I can just use the hand tool for that. So it's kind of useful, but you won't use it a lot. The next most common and probably helpful one is the rectangle tool. This one, if you've used masks on CapCut before, or like whatever you're on, if you want to like take out a certain section of the video in a certain shape, you can do that with the rectangle tool. And also, if you press Q again, it'll switch to a different shape. AE has quite a few. It has like a rounded rectangle. You've got like a ellipse or like circle, and then you've got a full hex art. What is this, pentagon? And I think you have star as well. Yeah, you have star as well. Those are really fun, useful. And then next, the pen tool. You can do the same thing. You can just draw custom masks if you want. I'm just gonna leave it at that. There's a lot more you can do with the pencil, but for this series, we're just gonna stick with that. And this one's super important if you want to make text edits like I do, or just kind of what the popular style is right now. Obviously, the text tool, Control T, will shortcut it for you, but you can obviously just click. You can just click wherever you want your text to be, and you can type whatever you want. And holy cow, I can't spell hello. But yeah, so that's the text tool for you. And then obviously you can delete that layer, but we'll talk about it a lot more when I do like the text part of the edit. And then lastly is this rubber brush tool. This is really, really useful when you're trying to put text behind characters or layers. And we'll go a lot more into depth with it, but that's all I'm gonna say now. Alright, and finally, we're gonna get to organizing our composition and timeline and cutting up our music. This part, let me just start by saying, is super duper important, because the number one mistake I see editors make when they first start editing is honestly their edits just aren't synced up to the music right. Like no matter how good your edit is or like how skilled you are, if your clips are like out of sync, it's just not gonna look as good. So this is really, really important. And the method I'm gonna be teaching, and I use pretty often, not all the time, but pretty often, is really, really simple, and it'll help you organize and sync up your music really well. So first things first, I'm in a different comp right now. It's just a 30-second comp. I've already imported my music using the same import stuff, and I'm trying to get into the timeline. And just a quick thing for the timeline is when you want to zoom in, so you can just click this button right here and zoom out by clicking this button. And then obviously dragging your playhead to wherever in the music you want it. For the sake of this video, I'm gonna drag the music clip around 30 seconds forward, just because I know nothing really happens in my music until then. And then let's get started. This is how you're gonna want to set it up or start syncing clips. There's a different method for it, but I might teach it a little bit later in a different tutorial. But this is a super easy one, and it's just like fail safe. So I'm gonna cut my clip and just Ctrl-Shift-D and delete this because I wanted to start at the beginning. And then I'm gonna press L twice on my keyboard. And that's gonna open this audio waveform. So this is really, really helpful because I can see my beats. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna listen to my audio, and I'll just play it right now. Alright, so that's my audio. And you can hear the beats pretty significantly as well as see them. So what I'm thinking about my edit is I wanna switch clips at beats. So this triple beat right here, I might want to do like 3 quick switches or maybe 3 quick effects, but I'm not going to cut it there. I'm going to cut it out here because this beat is like a little more separated. I have time to run a clip and then I can transition here. So I'll play it one more time so y'all can hear it. This one is like a bigger beat, and it's just stronger, and I kind of want to transition there. So I'm going to use this shortcut, which is really important. Ctrl-Shift-D to cut my clip, and I'm going to cut it like this. Next thing I'm going to do is another really important shortcut to create a composition. I'm going to click on this layer and click Ctrl-Shift-C. This little window is going to pop up, and I'm just going to be able to name it, and we're going to click Move All Attributes into the new composition. And I'm gonna tell y'all what I do, but y'all can obviously name it whatever you want. Like maybe if you have like 5 clips, you could do like intro, second clip, third clip. but I do numbers or a title like intro, outro. So for this one, I'm gonna name it 1. And then now this, if I play it, it's gonna have the audio. And I can double click into it like this. And it'll show me everything that's in the comp. So right now, the only thing that's in the comp is the audio. But once I have clips in here, I can put it in this comp. And then I'm gonna just go ahead and do that for the rest of this. So double press L again. And then I'm not gonna listen to it just because I just want to go a little quicker. But let's say I want to cut here, do that, or Control Shift D. And then I'm gonna do Control Shift C to make a comp. And I'm gonna name this 2. And I'm basically just going to keep doing that until I'm done with the section of the music that I want to use. Or like, for example, maybe I don't want to cut I don't want to use this last like 10 seconds. What I can do is just Control Shift D and then backspace or delete this. And then I can just make this another these 2 more compositions. And that way I'll have it all divided up. And when you double click on this, it'll show up in this like bar right here, kind of like a Google Chrome search bar. Or taskbar, so you can switch between your comps up here. It's really convenient and it's really important. So that's all for syncing up your music, and honestly, it's really important to get the hang of it. And there is another method. I think I'll talk about it later, but for now, I think that's the way to go. And in the next video, I'll talk about dividing up your clips, which is also pretty important, and we kind of use a similar compositioning method for it. But those clips that you divide up will then go inside of each of your comp, and you'll be able to start your edit. Alright, I think that's pretty much all. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I know this video is really long, and I know I talk a lot. I literally was editing this tutorial, and I was just like getting sick of hearing my own voice. So thank you guys so much for making it to the end, and thank y'all so much for watching. This video should be on YouTube as well as in my Discord server. And a portion of it might be on TikTok. And then last thing, if you made it to the end, be on the lookout for my server link, which should be on my TikTok story. And it should be in the description of this video as well. But I want to do something really, really cool with when I launch the server. So be on the lookout for that. That's for literally anyone that wants to participate. Just keep a heads up. I don't want to spoil too much, but just be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys so much.